Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Wednesday, the 21st of May, 2025. A full and fun day of streaming. Today we had a podcast. Today we had a major stream of Clare Obscure Expedition 33, and today we had a night stream of Doom the Dark Ages. So how did we do with each? The podcast today was pretty good. We actually had some news stories to cover, including a whole new retro game collection added to Game Pass overnight with no word. It just kind of shadow dropped. And Sony / PlayStation canceling their loyalty rewards program for customers. Figure that one out. So we covered those stories, plus we chilled, talked about the fate of Doom and how we're doing and everything else. And it was a good podcast, in my opinion. Okay. Then we jumped into Clare Obscure Expedition 33. And today, the entire stream, almost 3 straight hours of gameplay, was an optional super dungeon. If you don't know, I'm in Act 2, and near the end of Act 2, there is an area that's all frozen. Now, if you follow the plot, you get a new team member, and then you can continue on with the story. But you can also do an optional area. Now, most people skip the area because when you get to this part of the game, you're around level 30, and the area is level 70. Well, number one, I'm a little bit over leveled because I've been doing all the optional super bosses and things I've been coming against. There's 1 or 2 I didn't beat, but for the most part, I've been able to beat them all. So I basically am, a little bit higher level than probably other people who come to this optional dungeon. But number 2, for those who don't know, who maybe you haven't been following the playthrough so adamantly, I'm really good at parrying. And the reason being is because I'm used to parried timing from games such as Street Fighter. And, recently games like Sekiro and stuff like that. So because I've played these difficult games where you need great timing, I'm good at parrying in Clare Obscure. Well, guess what? It just so happens that in this area, as long as you can parry well, you can beat all the high-level challenges. You can beat all the enemies. You can beat the optional bosses. You can do it all. Now, it's incredibly challenging. In fact, there was one boss that literally at the start of the fight says, everyone has 1 HP. So now you have to perfect parry. If you get hit once, you die. And it's all about perfect parrying and then using attacks that do ginormous damage, multi-hit attacks to him to whittle down his health. It took me a while, but I beat him. It took a while to beat a lot of this stuff today in this optional super dungeon. But so far, I've beaten every single part of it. I went in there in the low 30s level-wise, and right now I think I'm like level 45, 47 or something. I've gained like 12 levels being in this super dungeon, which is insane. Okay? Now, a lot of people are like, well, he shouldn't be doing this now because now he's going to be over-leveled for the rest of the game. And also, this is taking too long. It's like, they put it in the game. If you're good enough to do this dungeon now, why not do it? And I am. I am winning. I'm beating everything in this dungeon. I'm good enough at parrying that I'm actually mastering it and beating everything I come against. I mean, there's story bosses that are actually known to be tough in the game that I beat first shot because I'm just parrying them. So, it was a great stream, 3 hours, multiple boss fights, multiple big challenges, awesome stuff, okay? Some people didn't like it, some people did. We hit the goal. People did support and rally, and we hit that goal, and it was awesome, okay? So Clare Obscure rolls on. It looks like next time, from what people are saying, there's one more area to go in this optional dungeon where there's one more final boss that I missed, and then after that, I've done the whole thing. So, we'll see once we get back to it. We'll try to see what I missed and go from there, and then we'll go back to the story, all right? But it was a great stream. The night stream of Doom the Dark Ages, all right? At this point, I'm going to be very transparent with all of you. The game's too long. It just is. It overstays its welcome. I said the same thing about Doom Eternal as well, but I just think it's too long. I've now played over 20 hours. I'm on chapter 19 of 22. It's still going. I'm bored. And the thing is, at this point, if they were adding in new game mechanics and new weapons and things, maybe I wouldn't be. They're not doing that anymore. Tonight, they introduced nothing new whatsoever to the game. It was just the same stuff I already had, so I upgraded as much as I could. It got boring. In fact, there's one part in Chapter 18 that is the worst part in the game so far for me. Hopefully, it really is the worst part. It's an optional challenge room. When you go into the room, you get locked in. You're expected to kill. I forget what they're called, the big fat guys. One of the big fat guys, supercharged with armor. You know how you have the blue on their eyes because they're supercharged? You have to beat him. Then you have to beat a bunch of little enemies. Then you have to beat a super armor, supercharged Hell Knight as well as one of the new snake creatures that whips you at the same time. Then more little minions come out. Then you have to kill 2 revenants at exactly the same time while they're flying around sniping you. Then more little guys come out. Then you have to kill a cyber demon all in one go. Now you might say, well, that's crazy, but hey, at least you could use all your abilities, except you can't because they put you in a room where there is one small area in the center and then a small line on the back wall, and everything else is acid. So if you try to maneuver around it like you're supposed to, you just lose all your health to acid. You're expected to stand still and find ways to fight these enemies, meaning you have to perfect parry a zillion times. You can't ever use your shield charge because if you do, you'll charge into the acid and die. It's insanely challenging. If this had been like an end game super challenge and you get a big reward for it, I would have been like, oh, good. Guess what you get? A figurine. It took me half an hour to beat it. I was insanely pissed. Why is this so hard at this point in the game? It didn't make any sense. It's just one of these situations where the game devs lose their way. You know they wanted a room like that in the game. They didn't know where to put it. And finally, they just tossed it in somewhere at the end, probably. And it didn't make any sense. It's incredibly frustrating. And it just pissed me off. I actually stopped enjoying the game when that room came up. Now, there were some crazy story developments tonight. There's a twist at the end of the gameplay there that I didn't expect, but actually it pissed me off because, let me put it this way. There's a big twist, and then you think, oh, well, this is cool. You're going to get a new ability. You're going to get a new thing. No. And the other thing that gets me, I swear I saw in the promotional materials of this game, sword and shield. Like you're supposed to be a knight. That was the whole point. The Dark Ages. You're like a hell knight going through killing things, right? There's no sword. I'm in chapter 19. There's still no sword. Unless they give it to you at the very end of the game for like a final sequence, there's no sword in this game. So actually, the way they presented it and advertised it like it's medieval and there's knights, it's actually misrepresented completely. There's no sword in the game. I don't know why. You would think there would be if you're supposed to be a knight, but there's just no sword. So, all that being said, we're in chapter 19, 4 chapters to go, but we're a chunk. I'd say we're probably about a third into chapter 19. All right. Tomorrow, there is no pre-stream whatsoever. Instead, I'm going to start the stream around 11:15 a.m., hang out for like 15 minutes, and then we're going to jump right into the game. 4 straight hours of Doom the Dark Ages. Okay. I hope to finish it. I really do, because the game has overstayed its welcome. It's too long. It really is just like, at this point, there's nothing new. Why are we still playing? You didn't give me a new weapon. You didn't give me a new ability. You didn't do anything. Why am I still doing the same repetitive shit? Do something entertaining or stop. And it just keeps going. So we'll see how it ends. Hopefully it does end well. People who played it said it actually does end well. I guess we'll find out. One final thing. Tonight on the late stream, we did not hit the support goal. We did get over $100. So I want you to understand, I'm not upset. We get over $100. It's great. But this game, if that's not a sign that it's overstayed its welcome, I don't know what is, right? Like, why? Do you understand what I mean? Like, this is why people are tired of it. They're tuning in. They're like, it's just the same thing over and over. Yeah, it is at this point. And it's getting frustrating because there's really nothing going on in the game. It's, I wish that there was more going on. It's just the same now. And it should have been a 15-hour game. It's over 20 already, and we got to finish it tomorrow. All right? So I hope you will come by to support and see the finale of Doom the Dark Ages tomorrow. Tomorrow night on the late stream, it is American Truck Simulator, our weekly stream. Yes, I'll have some White Claws. Yes, we'll relax and chill and have a good time together. It should be a nice late night chill stream for the ages. All right? Everyone, thank you. Have a good night. See you all tomorrow. Peace out.